Hi, my name is Tianna, and I'm going to be talking about technology. So, tech companies are defining the world for its own purpose, influencing billions of people's minds, all while making a profit. As a result, we are blindly becoming addicted to technology and unaware of the consequences. So, we have to ask ourselves, is technology improving our cognitive skills, or is it micromanaging our lives? By definition, technology is a piece of machinery or equipment constructed for multiple uses, and it can be classified into different categories like smartphones, televisions, and computers. We all use a piece of technology every day, and according to Lisa Sheen, a reporter for VOA, is projected that by the end of the year, 3.9 billion people worldwide will be online. Technology is continuously evolving and will keep evolving, becoming faster and more intelligent. Digital advancements continue to reshape our world in ways that drive the human process of human decision-making. Tech companies claim a digital world would be a better place. Tech companies are developing products that compel humans to be more dependent on technological gadgets. Well, these companies need our attention to make a profit, and in order to gain our attention, they design their products to be available at any given moment in time. When we think about technology, we think about the endless possibilities they present to us. It can go in any direction with no limits. But technology isn't evolving randomly. It is going in a very specific direction. We don't usually think about the harm these technological devices cause. We mindlessly are becoming consumed by the technology, unaware of how much it actually controls our lives. For example, when we pull out our phones, tech companies design what pops up on your feed. Scheduling little blocks of times in our minds, Tristan Harris says, the founder of nonprofit aimed at stopping tech companies from hijacking our minds. These companies study humans to be more educated on human nature, learning what makes us react and using that to study and drive their designs. Essentially getting us more hooked on, not because we lack the will to resist, but because they know what reaction the designs will have. These tech companies have one goal, and it's the race for our attention. They need our attention in order for their products to be successful or profitable. Harris calls his iPhone a slot machine in his pocket because of how addictive these devices are. He makes this comparison because slot machines are designed to hook people to play and get them addicted to the machine, to the point where they're in a machine zone, where you're in a trance-like state where all distractions fades and your actions become one with the machine. There are many strategies tech companies use to get us addicted. Technology was designed to provide more comfort to make our lives easier. With the tips of our fingers, we now have the ability to access information and communicate with anyone around the world and stay updated with news, etc. As a result, these companies design and promote their products in a way that makes consumers believe that our life would be easier if we bought it. If we bought the new iPhone, if we bought the new computer, or buy the latest apps. For example, YouTube updated their software by offering autoplay on consecutive clips, meaning people could stream more videos and spend more time on the app, which then caused their competitors like Netflix or Hulu to do the same, which results in the increase of screen time spent on the average consumer. Author Nir Eels explains, forming habits is imperative for survival of many products. As infinite distractions compete for our attention, companies are learning to master novel tactics to stay relevant in users' minds. Another strategy tech companies use is slowly forming habits in their users' minds by learning not only what compels users to click, but also what makes them tick. Companies like Facebook, Twitter, or Snapchat vary rewards people receive to create a craving in their minds. These company exploits users' negative emotions like boredom, loneliness, frustration, or confusion to promote mindless actions to suppress the negative feelings. These tech companies also have make their apps addictive because they are targeting users' insecurities. As humans, we long for acceptance and a sense of belonging. Social media apps use this psychology to get us hooked. Social media apps offer varied rewards like getting likes, comments, being mentioned, and being tagged. And these notifications reassure us by filling a void in our minds. We stay hooked on these apps because we desire to feel significant. And if we post and get likes, it helps us feel some sort of importance because we think the more likes equates to more popularity. This feeling is intentional because of the outcome of the way tech companies design their products to get us to be more active on their devices and apps. I'll show you a visual aid of what is projected of how many users will be on their phones by the end of like 2024. Oh, okay, wait, this is how many by age group of how many times they use their phone or check their phones in every few minutes or every few hours. And you can see in the younger age group or the younger generation, more people use their phones more often than the older generation. And that's because technology has become more apparent nowadays, and social media like takes over our generation basically. And then the next visual aid is how many users there are worldwide and how many projected to be by 2024. And this is in billions. So you can see that the number grows each year. And it's because tech companies compel users or consumers for their technological devices. Okay. The design of the products also persuade us to believe that we're going to miss something important or be left out if we don't check our phones constantly. This idea of missing something drives people to check their phones regularly, forcing them to become more addicted to their devices. The average person clicks on their phone about 100 or checks their phone about 150 times a day. We go on our phones, refreshing our page, waiting for something new to appear, much like a slot machine. Tristan Harris calls our phones a slot machine because every time we check it, we wonder, what am I going to get? We refresh our emails twice in the last 5 minutes, pulling down the screen like a slot machine. Like a slot machine addict pulls the lever for the machine. We refresh our Instagram page 20 times after scrolling it and hitting bottom of the page. We exit out of Snapchat just to log in like 5 minutes later, just to see what the stories are posted, what pictures are sent, or what new messages we could read. All in all, we have to recognize that as human beings, we are all susceptible to persuasion and addiction, and acknowledging that technology isn't always going to help us. We are no longer using these devices to help us make life easier. We're making technology our entire life. The biggest change tech companies can make is to change their motivation. Instead of racing for our attention and defining the world for their benefit, tech companies should find a way to program their technology to improve people's livelihood. Tech companies need to create a world where we